I think, pharma wants to keep you on stuff.
Yeah.
They want to sell you something. So if there's a surefire cure for something, it's not necessarily hailed.
No. Well, and then there's also the problem of the media. The media is lockstep in with these businesses that are promoting these things.
Yes.
And they're not giving you information. They're giving you propaganda before they're giving you information. Propaganda is more important to them than information.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy. It's like, we're counting on you guys, and you fucked us. You fucked us for 4 years with this COVID thing, and now you expect us to listen to you about the fucking swine flu or the bird flu or whatever other thing you're trying to freak us out about, which always coincides with some sort of a political event. Like, here it is, the inauguration of the new president, and oh, look at this. There's a new disease.
What do we got now? What is it?
Yeah.
Do you think there will be?
Well, there is. There's this fucking swine flu, H5N1, whatever
I thought it was bird flu.
One bird flu. One person died. One person in America, first person died, 65 years old with a bunch of comorbidities.
Yeah, okay.
Which is usually what it is. But by the way, 65 people with a bunch of comorbidities die all the time of nothing. They die of anything. This is like a car that's falling apart and you run over a nail and, oh, the nail killed the car. No, that car was falling the fuck apart.
Yeah.
Like the nail you ran over was the last nail in the coffin, but the thing was falling apart.
I got COVID from my gardener. And he had it first, and then I got it. And I was like, did I grab the hose or what? What was it? I don't know. But it was, I knew the guy for 20 years, and we both went to the same hospital. And he died and I didn't.
Jesus.
I think we both got remdesivir.
Yeah,
not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Causes kidney failure.
I know. I couldn't walk for 3 months after I had that stuff.
Really?
Because it kills you. I found out afterwards it kills you, and that's why I wonder about Fauci.
Oh, you should wonder about that guy. When meanwhile, they were trying to stop people from getting monoclonal antibodies. Yeah. They restricted monoclonal antibodies, which is fucking insane because they wanted to promote that vaccine, because they wanted to profit off of it, which brings us back into evil. Evil's real. It's real. Putting money over human lives is evil.
I agree.
It's a real thing, and there's a temptation to do it too, which is even more crazy.
Yeah. I don't believe that there is anything that can afflict mankind that hasn't got a natural cure for it. I think that there has to be. It just makes sense to me. Now, I couldn't prove that, but I just believe that.
Yeah.
That there's got to be something that cures things. And I'll tell you a good story.
Okay.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin?
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole, yeah. I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
There's studies on that now where people have proven that
they're
they've
drinking methylene blue and stuff.
Yeah, methylene blue, which was a fabric dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a textile dye. And now they find it has profound effects on your mitochondria.
Yep.
Yeah.
This stuff works, man.
There's a lot of stuff that does work, which is very strange because, again, it's profit. When you hear about things that are demonized and that they turn out to be effective, you always wonder, well, what is going on here? How is our medical institutions, how have they failed us so that things that do cure you are not promoted because they're not profitable? That they can't control it. They don't have a patent on it, whether it's vitamin D, K2, and magnesium,
Well, yeah, I'm
zinc and quercetin. I do all that stuff.
Did you do the Brecca thing?
Yeah.
Me too. I lost
I do all
30,
that stuff.
I lost like 30 pounds, right?
It's fantastic.
I was talking to Dana, and he said, and I said, I got to do something about this. I'm like, I'm 5'10", 235, that's too fat.
Yeah.
So I had to sort of roll it back some. Now I'm under 200, which is
That's great.
It should be, But, and it was that Brecca stuff.
No, Gary's a national treasure.
Yeah.
And he
Jumping
gets shit on all over the place, too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Going to sauna. I feel better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Cold plunge, sauna. I'm ritualistic with it.
Yeah, that's good.
It's part of my everyday life.
I hear your cold plunge is like 30, 40. I don't understand that, though. I mean, dude, 34 degrees.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's cold.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, you get accustomed to it. It to me is not.
Yes.
I mean, it sucks. Every time I do it, I'm like, don't do it. There's like the part of me that's like my inner bitch. It's like, oh, we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. But luckily, the general is stronger than the inner bitch. The general is always telling, shut the fuck up and get in there, and I just get in there every day. But
I do like 48, man.
That inner bitch is always talking, though. He never shuts up.
No.
Never shuts up. Don't ever think that even though I do it every day, anybody who's like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how I do it either. But I fucking do it. I make sure I do it. I'm the boss.
Yeah. Do you do the saunas too?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a red light bed?
I have a red light bed, yeah. I have a sauna, red light bed, I have a hyperbaric chamber.
Wow.
I have everything.
Okay. Hyperbaric chambers are the best, man.
It's incredible. Incredible.
I got to get back in there. I feel like I got more holes in my head.
It's phenomenal for just overall recovery for everything. And it's also been shown to lengthen telomeres. They did a study out of Israel. Yeah, they gave people a protocol over 90 days. You do 60 sessions of 90 minutes over 90 days, and it's shown to lengthen telomeres and decrease your biological age.
Okay.
And you just feel fucking great.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, you're flooding your body with oxygen. Most diseases, a lot of them, come from a lack of oxygen. Your body not having enough oxygen is very bad for you.
Yeah. I used to have a Qigong master. This is what kind of blows my mind about medicine and about ancient stuff. This guy was from Shanghai. He didn't speak much English, right? A little bit. His wife would translate for him. And he'd come in and he could like point at you, right, from this far away, and you'd feel it. But like feel it like as palpable as someone pushing you around. It's like,
Really?
Yeah. I'm not kidding.
What year was this when this was happening?
Oh, shit. I met him when I was like 40.
Yeah?
He only just passed away.
Damn, too bad. I'd like to meet that guy.
Oh, no, there's people like him. There are others
Yeah?
like it. Oh, yeah, he's not the only one. He learned it from somebody, and I think he imparted some knowledge. But he would get you, and he could like point at you and stuff like that. And it makes you wonder, like, how did they build the pyramids? I mean, if he can use his mind and kind of get into quantum physics and move shit around with thought and with energy, there's actual energy coming out of his fingers. They could have built the pyramids like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody had that down somewhere. But
Well, I'd like to hear a better explanation.
me too. Well, it was really weird. One time he was working on me, and he was working on my liver. He said, "Your liver's blocked," because he looks at you. And if you look at him, he looks away. And his wife engages you while he checks you out. And then he gives you a little body map, and he puts X's all over it. And you go, yeah, that's right. I got a pain here and a thing there. And, he knows where everything is. He knows exactly what's going on.
Did you ask him is he seeing your aura? Like, what is he seeing?
Everything. He sees everything. He was an allopathic doctor first. He went to medical school. He could write your prescription. He could do all that stuff. He was a doctor. And then he saw a Qigong master, this old guy, and people were lining up getting cured. And he thought, that's really interesting. And he learned that on top of being an allopathic doctor. So one day he's at me on my back, and he's pushing, and I can feel my back, and I'm at the wall, and there's a poster of a film on the wall, in my office, and I'm looking, and I can see him in the background, and he's like down like this, like like kung fu, pointing rays of energy at me, and he hit me. He started yelling at my organ, at my liver, like get out, whatever. And I went up the wall, and there was like 8 inches of air under my heels, and I was up the wall, and I was like, whoa, and I came back down, and it freaked me out. And I looked at him, and he just went, he said, don't die, it's just science, like that. It's just science. Okay.
Just science?
Yeah, just science. And I was so freaked out. I went to a priest. I said, is this guy demonic or something? Because he's lifting me off the wall. And the priest was like, he was an old Jesuit, right? A traditional old guy, and he was a cross between Jimmy Stewart and Elmer Fudd. That's the way he sounded. And I said, "Is this anything like demonic about this guy?" Like he says, "Whoa, did he heal you?" Like that. And I said, "Why? Yes, he did." And he said, "That's all right then." And he says, "I have no trouble with something like that because it was within the realm of possibility that somebody had power like that, and that it's inexplicable, but that it works, and it did work." He just passed away. He was pretty old.
There was a place that, I bought a comedy club out here, and before the building that we bought was the Ritz Theater on 6th Street, but before that I was under contract to another building, and this other building was owned by a cult. And this is a crazy story. The cult was awful, horrible. There's a documentary on it. It's called Holy Hell. And this guy who was a gay porn star and a hypnotist, he was a yoga instructor, got a bunch of people in West Hollywood, and then eventually moved them all out here to Austin. But what this guy was doing, one of the things that he would do to his disciples is he would do a thing called the knowing, and they had to be chosen for it, they had to earn it, and when he would get them and bestow the knowing upon them, he would touch their head, and they would have this incredible experience where they said they contacted God. Now, all these people denounced him eventually. They left the cult. They all said he was a con man and this and that. But they all talked about that experience, and they said it was the most profound experience of their life, that they really do feel like they came in contact with God. And it's like, what can a person, if a person truly believes, and this other person truly believes that they can do this to them, and they have this moment, and something does happen, like, is that all inside of us? Do people have ways of pulling that out of you that we've lost track of, that we don't know? And even an evil person who's running a cult and manipulating people and exploiting people still has this thing that he was able to do to them, that even after they've admitted that this guy exploited them, they say that was the most profound moment of their life.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think, there are party tricks that you can get.
Right, but is that party trick, if it really is a pathway to connect you, at least temporarily, with God? That there is a thing inside of us?
Well, that's why I went to the priest, because I thought,
right,
because I'm off the floor.
Right.
So I thought, I got to check this out, because this is too weird. And he said, did he heal you? And I said, he did. And he said, that's all right then. Because the guy wasn't trying to get anything out of me.
Right.
In fact, he never charged me.
Really?
The first time I went to see him, he charged me. And it was like, okay. And then he never charged me again. And he used to call me when I was sick.
Really?
I wouldn't call him. He knew when I was sick. He'd call me. He said, I need to come see you. I'm like, okay.
So he had like some sort of a direct line with your energy.
Something. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And he could, this is the other thing. He could teach you martial arts, like, quickly, without you having to know what to do. It was a weird thing. He did it firstly with my son, who he got him for a couple of weeks, and like he said, I'm going to show you something. And I went out there and he blindfolded him, and he had these two swords, and he was doing all this, this crazy stuff. I'm like, what the? I said, how did he learn that so fast? He said, it was in him. And I'm like, whoa. And then he started to do a thing that he taught me how to harness this energy and to actually begin what seemed to be almost like involuntary movement. And depending on the hand mode you took, it would create a style of kata or self-defense. I used to do I used to do a crude martial art, not crude, but like a hard martial art.
What was it?
Kyokushinkai.
Okay, yeah.
Way back.
Kyokushin karate.
Yeah, I think it's Korean.
It's Japanese.
It is?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But it's like, I didn't stick with it. But it was, but he got this whole other approach of breathing and visualizations that would actually draw energy into your lower chakras, and then you'd release the energy, and it would create this kind of movement. And I showed it to a friend of mine who was a martial artist. And I said, tell me about the footwork I'm doing here and what I'm doing. And he looked at me and he says, that looks really good to me. I said, it was kind of like, what's that really soft kind of martial?
Tai Chi.
It was like that. I was doing stuff like that. It was crazy. And it was really a great release, but it was about visualization and breath.
Yeah.
And the release of that energy that you pent up from all around, that you visualized, manifesting itself in you.
There's got to be something to all that stuff. People have been practicing Tai Chi for a long time.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be practicing the same movements for all these years if it didn't do something.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It keeps people young and healthy. They do it in China. You see groups of people out in Asia sort of out there in groups doing it all in unison. It's like, it's a good thing. Exercise.
Yeah. What do you do now for exercise?
Oh gosh, I'm terrible. I'm falling apart. I got dead guys parts in my shoulder. I've got cadaver parts. This shoulder fell apart. This shoulder fell. A hip, a foot. It was terrible. I couldn't walk for about a year almost.
Really?
And so you fall down. That's partially why I had to go and see Brecken to sort of get the couch potato stuff off. But I lift weights and I do some walking and stuff like that, like really get your heart rate up and stuff like that. So I'm trying. Hey, I'm 69 years old, so it's like it's getting to be like 7 decades worth.
Yeah.
But I want to stay fit if I can. And I bang myself up a little too much in my early life, so I'm paying for it now. And like in your 60s, man, you're not there yet, but stuff starts like giving up on you.
Yep.
It's like,
No, I feel it in my 50s.
oh, yeah. How old are you?
57.
58 is when it starts, man.
Oh,
It's like,
Jesus.
Yeah, that's when I first noticed it. It was like, oh, what's going on with this here, this shoulder? And I went down to Reardon, of course. We shot it up with stem cells, and it was good for like 2 years.
You just got to keep going back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go back often enough.
That's the thing. I think it's just your body's just not going to heal the way it did when you were younger unless you consistently get therapy for that.
Yeah. You're in good shape, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was in reasonable shape at 58, and I think I'm in reasonable shape now. But I'm just, it's just trying to push the old man off, and there's various methods to do it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Keep the body as young as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and demand a lot from it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I just demand a lot and make sure I recover.
I think a lot of it's about meditation too. You know, you can actually